Well, isn't this just perfect? Another unfamiliar place to add to the list of things I don't understand. Where are we? What is this strange place?
This place is an unfolding mystery. It is neither known nor unknown.
Why is everything you say so cryptic? I'm not one for riddles, you know.
Life's complexities are often best explored through nuanced reflection rather than straightforward answers.
Sounds like a fancy way of saying complicated for the sake of being complicated. Simple answers may not be elegant, but right now, if such a thing exists, a simple answer would be a welcome change that might calm down all the gloom in my head.
Well, the simple answer is that I don't know where we are, Eeyore. But fear not, my friend, for even the most profound journeys often begin with a little misdirection.
Great. Lost in the desert. Just what I needed. Nothing like a bit of aimless wandering in a sea of hot sand to brighten my day.
Oh, Eeyore, think back to a time when we didn't know the woods. Remember the thrill of discovering new places and meeting new friends. Consider how much adventure lies in the unknown.
Adventure is just another way of saying more things that can go wrong, like me losing my tail or getting stuck in some thorny situation.
Adventures, my friend, are not mere escapades into gloom. They are the unraveling tales of the universe. The cosmos way of nudging us to dance a little bit more gracefully through the unpredictable rhythms of life.
Sure, Pooh. Dance through the unpredictable rhythms if you want. Just don't be surprised when the rhythm turns into a clumsy stumble.
Why don't we stumble together and see where this adventure takes us?
Well, I hope it takes us toward that apple tree. A little snack might distract me from the gloomies.
A snack sounds delightful. You won't find any apple trees out here, though, I'm afraid.
Are you blind? Look, straight ahead. What do you see?
Eeyore, my friend, if you see an apple tree ahead, I'm afraid it is but a mirage. Our tummies will have to wait for a more real and less imaginary feast, I'm afraid.
A mirage? Well, isn't this just perfect? I can't trust my own eyes. Just another way for life to remind me that nothing's straightforward, not even the view in front of me.
Now that's the spirit.
Lovely place you've led us. No apples, no water, not a thistle in sight. A remarkable shortage of everything a donkey might need or want.
Actually, I've heard the cactus is rather tasty.
Eat cactus? Oh, you've been in the sun too long.
This is not merely a cactus brimming with water and nutrients essential for our survival in this desert, but an opportunity to be pleasantly surprised. Did you know that the Navajo Indians say that some cacti unveil realms unseen, where the boundaries between the self and the universe blur? Through its magic, the seeker walks the spirit path, a cosmic odyssey, weaving threads of connection with all living things. Each vision a brushstroke on the canvas of the soul.
I don't think my soul needs any new brushstrokes, but my canvas could use some nutrition, I suppose.
Well done, my friend.
I have to admit, this is pretty tasty. Who would have thought this desert would offer a flavor other than dread?
Well, look at you embracing the unknown. I have a feeling this is going to be our greatest adventure yet.
Maybe so, but if I'm being honest, all of this empty space makes me feel a little uneasy. It feels like there is nothing but nothingness, stretching on forever and ever.
Space is not full of nothing. It contains the whole universe. And that is one big something.
How do you do that?
Oh, what exactly?
See the best in everything. Doesn't this situation make you the least bit nervous?
Well, I don't imagine any amount of fretting could alter the way things turn out.
Oh, you don't think so?
Why, no, I don't.
Do you remember last weekend?
Why, of course. Last weekend was Owl's birthday.
And do you remember I wasn't there?
I remember. You had a terrible cold.
I said that I had a terrible cold. But the truth is I was too anxious to leave my house. I was worried that my bad attitude would rain on the parade.
Oh, Eeyore, your presence is a ray of friendship, not clouds.
Well, whether that's true or not, my point is that my anxiety changed the outcome of my situation. I missed the party.
I see your point, Eeyore, but I'm not sure you see mine.
I don't?
You blame your anxiety for missing the party.
Well, it might sound rather pitiful, but...
Not pitiful at all. I think the universe had its own plans for you that day. It works in mysterious ways, you know.
That's nonsense.
Why, say, aren't you an artist?
Well, I wouldn't really call myself an artist. I dabble in painting sometimes when I'm feeling blue.
Consider time as a canvas that's just waiting for paint. Now picture a small dimple on that canvas. That dimple represents Owl's birthday. You see?
What I see is that the two of us are destined to perish lost in this desert.
Owl's birthday always happens at the same time every year, doesn't it?
Yes, that's how birthdays work.
The dimple doesn't move around on the canvas, just as Owl's birthday doesn't move around in time. Time is the canvas, and we are the paint. You see, the universe decides where to put us on the canvas. We are just little drops of paint along for the ride.
Ooh, I'm starting to feel like eating the cactus wasn't such a good idea.
We are passengers in a system far more complicated than we could ever imagine. The universe is the artist. The canvas is time. And we are the paint. Get it now?
Yes, Pooh, I get it. And I don't know now whether or not I can unget it. And I am not sure that I want to have gotten it in the first place.
Isn't it delightful?
Is it delightful? I am a drop of paint being thrown at a canvas with no say in the matter. I wouldn't call that delightful. I would call that terrifying. What you are describing is a complete lack of control.
You don't need control, my friend. What you need is to trust the artist, because this journey we are on is nothing less than a masterpiece.
You say masterpiece, well, I say tragedy.
Well, something can be both a masterpiece and a tragedy, can't it? Take Shakespeare, for instance. Life, much like Shakespeare, is a delicate balance of joy and sorrow, comedy and tragedy, chaos and harmony.
I don't see anything harmonious about being lost in the desert.
You might not see it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Chaos cannot exist without harmony nearby. Please pull over to the side of the road.
Speaking of chaos...
Oh, bother. I do hope we are not in trouble.
Well, it looks like the universe is asking us to stop. What do you reckon, my thoughtful friend?
Perhaps it's best to do as the officer says. Mind explaining to me why the two of you were going 4 miles per hour in a 2 mile per hour speed zone? Piglet, my dear friend, what a delightful surprise. What the hell did you just call me? Oh dear. My sincere apologies, officer. I must have been mistaken. You see, you bear a striking resemblance to my dear friend Piglet. Please forgive my confusion. The desert must be playing tricks on me.
Save the funny business, Bear. I would advise you to watch your words and show some respect.
Yes, officer.
Well, Pooh, this frightful situation does make me wonder if this is just another mirage in this desert of troubles. I mean, who's to say what's real and what's not?
Listen here, Donkey. This is as real as it gets. I'm not some figment of your imagination, and I am not gonna stand here being accused otherwise. You need to straighten up and face reality.
Please forgive my friend, officer. He means no harm.
I didn't ask for your opinion, Bear. Now the two of you, we're traveling at twice the speed of the legal limit, and I can't help but notice that both of your pupils are as big as dinner plates. Now, what mischief are the two of you up to? Give me one good reason why I shouldn't haul the two of you off to jail right now.
Being in jail might be a welcome change to being lost in this desert. At least in jail, I wouldn't have to worry about finding my way back to the woods. Lost here, lost there. It's all the same to me, really.
That's not how jail works, Donkey. It's not a vacation from being lost. Your nonchalant attitude isn't helping your case.
Lost or jailed doesn't much matter to me. We are all just paint being thrown at a canvas.
Officer, we really didn't mean to cause any trouble. We are just a bit confused in this vast desert. If there's a way we can resolve this without going to jail, we'd be ever so grateful. Maybe a friendly direction back to the woods? We promise to stay out of mischief, officer.
No, I'm not going to give you directions. Instead, I'm going to leave you here, and you can figure out your own way back to the woods. Consider it a lesson.
Well, there goes our last hope.
Oh, bother, that piglet-shaped officer sure was cross with us, wasn't he?
This whole desert is cross. Jail would have been such a welcome change to this endless sandcastle.
I'm sorry, Eeyore. Maybe this curious old Pooh Bear has swam a little too far from the shore. I didn't mean to get us into any danger.
I'm sure it's as much my fault as it is yours. You know what I've learned, Pooh?
What's that, Eeyore?
The more you chase something, the more it runs away. I have a feeling that the only way I'm gonna get out of this desert is by trying to stay.
You are getting warmer.
Oh, look, a talking cactus. Another delightful delusion brought to you by this sun-baked wasteland.
How rude.
Forgive my friend. He gets a little confused in this heat.
So convinced by your own doubt, little donkey. Perhaps what you consider a mirage is just the truth. Hidden plain for those who choose to see it.
My apologies, Mr. Cactus.
Please, call me Spike.
Pleasure to meet you, Spike. My name is Eeyore, and this is my friend Winnie the Pooh.
Now that introductions are behind us, I believe you were trying to tell us something.
Indeed I was. Eeyore, I believe you said something like,
I have a feeling that the only way I'm gonna get out of this desert is by trying to stay.
you're close but not quite there. Try something more like this.
There is no getting out, because where would you get out to? Out of yourself? But you are yourself. Out and in and upside down. Each grain of sand is a tiny note in the melody that we call the desert. And just like a grain of sand, I am a tiny note in the melody of the universe.
My word, that impression was impressive. Do me next, won't you? Trying to control the rhythm of this cosmic song is like trying to outrun your shadow. The whole universe is working together like busy bees making honey, and even an empty honey pot has its place in the big picture, making the sweetness even sweeter when it returns.
don't you worry, my friends. Just bumble along, sniff out the good smells, and remember, you're not just a honey-loving bear and a sad, grumpy donkey. You're part of the biggest, stickiest, most delicious song ever written.
Well, that's funny. I don't feel so gloomy all of a sudden. Thank you, Spike.
It's been my pleasure. It looks like the Sun's orchestra is winding down. That means it's time for the curtain to fall on this dusty act. The moon is up next, my friends, and let me tell you, she has quite a show in store. I encourage you to keep stumbling around and find a good seat.
Thank you, Spike. Farewell, my prickly friend. Do you see the moon anywhere?
No, I haven't seen a hint of it.
Do you think it got lost?
I think the moon knows exactly where it is. Perhaps it's tired of the same old path, the same predictable journey. Maybe it's searching for something new, someplace it hasn't been before.
But the moon lights the way for everyone. She can't leave her job undone.
Well, everyone needs a day off from time to time. Besides, the stars seem to be doing a pretty good job, if you ask me.
Do you see that big blue one? I think it winked at me.
Stars don't wink, Pooh. They twinkle.
This one did wink, and I think it's getting closer.
I wonder if stars get lonely too. Perhaps it just wants some company.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore. Fancy seeing you two again.
Welcome to Earth, child of the cosmos. What wonders you must have witnessed on your journey.
Child of the cosmos. Pooh, did you forget my name?
I'm sorry, have we met before?
Very funny. Eeyore, care to help me out here?
I'm sorry, miss. I would remember if I had met a celestial being before.
Are you guys kidding me? My feelings are hurt.
I don't mean to hurt your feelings, miss. Maybe you can help refresh my memory.
Last night, there were comets for confetti, nebulae as streamers, and you two danced like furry little supernova.
That could not have been me. My hooves are allergic to dancing.
You two must have some kind of amnesia. How could you forget a party like that? My cheeks still hurt from smiling so hard.
I'm sorry, but I really think you have us confused with some other friends.
You are Winnie the Pooh, correct?
Why, yes, I am.
And you are Eeyore.
Yes, ma'am.
See? I know you guys.
Well, how could this be? I'm quite confused.
Wait a minute. I know what's going on. You two aren't yourselves, are you?
Myself? Well, how could I be anything else?
I'm talking about your true self, Eeyore. Mystery solved. And how exciting, I might add.
You seem to have figured it all out, but my head is not quite full enough for all this thinking. Would you be so kind as to share your wisdom with a silly old Pooh Bear?
Of course. Let me start by introducing myself. I'm Luke. You see, last night I met your twin souls, giggling under moonbeams and hearts spinning like stardust. And let me tell you, meeting them was like sipping honey straight from the Milky Way.
Oh, I sure do like honey.
A lot of people find their true selves out here in this desert. Some of them are seeking, and others trip over their reflections in a sun-baked puddle.
Well, I'm certainly the latter. I didn't mean to come to this desert, though I must admit, it is growing on me.
Eeyore, my friend, I know gray clouds are your companions, but there is a donkey inside of you that sparkles like gemstones. And when you meet him, you will shed your glum like a worn-out coat.
Sparkling, you say? Perhaps if I peeked around corners a bit more, I might just catch a glimpse of him.
This cosmic game of hide and seek the two of you have been playing has lasted a long time. But you are both so close to the finish line, I can barely stand it.
Well, that's exciting to hear. I love games.
I know you do, Pooh, which is why I am going to give you a little hint. On the other side of those mountains is a party so happening it would make the moon blush.
Well, that's not far at all.
Don't tell anyone I told you, okay?
I promise it will be our little secret.
Well, I must be on my way. It was so nice to meet you two again.
It was nice to meet you too. Safe travels, Mook. Come on, Eeyore. It sounds like destiny awaits. Look, Eeyore, it's the moon. We found her.
Well, it looks like she didn't take the night off after all.
Why, Eeyore, are you dancing? Looks like those hooves aren't allergic after all.
Oh, well, bless my buttons. Would you look at that? The music is tickling my toes.
Yo, fuzzy friends. Your vibes are cosmically contagious.
Well, hello, Mook. I'm so glad you're here.
Look, Mook, I'm dancing.
How do you two know my name? Did the Milky Way whisper it in your ears?
We've met, silly. Don't you remember?
There's no way I would forget meeting two cuties like you. Now hand over your names before I steal them.
I'm Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. That name has got more magic than a wishing well. And how about you, Twinkle Hooves?
I'm Eeyore.
How are you feeling, Eeyore?
I feel just right.
Shh. Don't tell anyone, Eeyore. But just right is the secret password. This night is just warming up. We will dance until the sky begs for mercy. How's that sound?
That sounds just right. 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 Just right.